Hi, I'm Liz Duffin and I'm the resident osteopath at the Retreatery. So all this time that everyone is spending at home at the moment, sitting at desks that aren't very good for them. No one's got a brilliant desk set up at home, especially if you're not used to working from home, including myself. So we all need to do things to try and keep ourselves mobile. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a few exercises that you can do at home just to try and keep you mobile so that when we all come through all of this, we're not going to be all crippled with bad backs at the end of it. So stretches I'm going to show you and some exercises I'm going to show you. The first video you can do sitting at your desk still. And then in another video I'm going to show you some exercises you can get a bit more involved with, get up and move around a bit more with. And then hopefully we'll do some more videos over the next few weeks that are going to be strengthening mobility exercises as well. So it doesn't matter what you're sitting on. I'm sitting on this very old stool, which was my mum's. I have great plans to recover it, but I'm sure I've got time over the next few months to get that done. For all of the stretches that we're going to do, hold them for about 10 seconds. If it feels really good, you can hold it for a bit longer, up to 30 seconds, and we're going to repeat everything 2 or 3 times on each side. So we're going to start at the top and we're going to work down. So to start, we're just going to sit up nice and tall. Whatever you're sitting on, doesn't matter if it's got arms or a back or whatever. Take your head off to the side. So you can feel a little bit of a stretch down through this opposite side. And I should say you should feel a stretch or a pull, but it shouldn't be painful. If it's painful, you need to stop and just come off a little bit, not go quite so far. So we're going to roll around to the front and hold it down there. Now you might feel a bit of a stretch in the upper part of your back and then go off to the opposite side. Just going to repeat that a few times. You might feel a little bit of or hear a little bit of clicking and cracking in your neck. Don't worry, that is completely normal. And then we go once more to the other side and come back to the centre. So then we're going to stretch out these muscles at the top here a little bit more. So you're going to put one hand behind you. I'll just turn around to show you this. You can put one hand behind you, hold that wrist down, not putting down too much, and then take your head off to the opposite side. So I can feel it in here. Some people will feel it higher up in their neck. And change sides. Now I like this stretch, so I tend to hold this for a little bit longer. And then once more on this side. And then we're just going to stretch these muscles just at the front of the neck here, because a lot of people are sitting at their desks and they're doing that, and so these muscles come under quite a lot of strain. So we're going to sit up again nice and tall. We're just going to put your the edges of your fingers just over the top of your collarbone, and just rest your hand there, a little bit of pressure down, not too much, we're not pressing in really hard. And then you're going to take your head away to the opposite side, and you should feel not a very pleasant stretch down these muscles here. And you can move your finger along your collarbone and go a little bit further out towards the shoulder. And we'll do the same on the other side. So just the edge of the finger, just over the top of the collarbone. Just press down with the whole hand and take your head to the side. And it's really useful when you do all of these exercises if you take some nice deep breaths as well. And once more. Oh, that's a strong stretch for me. So on this one I can feel it going right the way up behind my ear. Some of you might feel it into your jaw as well. Okay, then we're going to just put our hands on our shoulders. We're going to circle one shoulder backwards. And mine's nice and crunchy. So trying to draw the biggest circle that you can with your elbow. And we'll do the other side. So we're still trying to stay sitting up nice and tall. And then we'll go forwards with the other arm. And apologies if I lose count on any of these exercises. And then we'll do the other side. And then we're going to stretch across the front of the chest. So the first thing you can do is just put the backs of your hands against the bottom of your back and just pull your elbows back as far as you can. So really stick your chest out. And if you want a slightly stronger stretch, you can link your hands, so link your fingers together behind you. Push your hands down and then lift them up. So whichever one you find beneficial, either backs of your hands in the small of your back, push the elbows back together, or interlink the fingers, push down and lift up. And we stretch our forearms out because they're going to be doing lots of work typing and writing. So just going to hold onto your hand, onto your fingers, onto your knuckles, and just bend the wrist so you feel a nice stretch down this part of the arm here. And then we go back the opposite way, so pull the fingers back. I'm going to hold on my thumb as well. So try and keep the arm that you're stretching fairly straight. And then we do the opposite side. So you can repeat these exercises more times if you want to. If it feels like these muscles are really tight, which they are in a lot of people, particularly if you're doing some extra gardening at the weekend like I did. So these are muscles that I like to stretch every day. Because in my work, normally I use them quite a lot. I'm just going to do that once more on the other side again as well. Just because I really like stretching my forearms. And then don't forget the fingers on the end as well. So initially you're just going to push your hands together and then separate the fingers. So push them together and push your fingers as far apart as you can. And then bring them back together and go again. And then you're just going to push your fingers together. So we're just going to try and bend our fingers back a little bit. So you get a good stretch just on the underside of the knuckles. And then again, once you've got your fingers pressed together, just try and move your fingers apart. So spread them out. You should get a nice stretch in between the fingers as well. So we're going to move down, stretch the middle part of our back. So we initially just do some bending side to side. Or if you want to, you can put your hands up above your head and bend side to side. Or if you've got something you can grab hold of, could be a stretchy band, Just going to kneel down to show you this one. Band up. So you're pulling your hands apart at the same time. And then again, whatever you're sitting on, we're just going to sit, keep it nice and tall, and we're just going to twist around as far as we can. So you're going to take your head round as well to look behind you. If you've got an arm of a chair or the back to a chair, you can use that to help you to run a little bit further. But it's really important that you sit up straight when you're doing this. Go back. And back the other way. Okay, we're just going to work these muscles around the bottom part of our back as well. So sit up nice and tall. You're going to put your hands on your knees. And we're just going to arch our back as much as we can. And then extend it the opposite way. This needs you to try and move your pelvis a little bit as well. So we're tilting that backwards and forwards. And round again. And arch. Okay, so we're going to stretch these sitting muscles. So a lot of us carry a lot of tension in them. So we need to stretch them out. Even if we're sitting on them, they're still working quite hard. So one of the ways you can do this, there's a couple of different ways. Cross one leg over and bend forward. So I'll just show you from the side. So we're trying to keep our back fairly straight still. So rather than collapsing forward, trying to get your stomach to lay on the top of your thigh. It doesn't necessarily have to go that far. For some of you, you might get stretched just from leaning forward a little bit. And then the slightly stronger stretch, you're going to rest just above the ankle bone onto this knee and do the same thing. So it's your chin is moving forwards rather than down. I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to do them from the side. So you'll probably find that one side has a stronger stretch than the other, and that's quite normal. Most human beings are not very symmetrical. Think about how much you use one hand during the day compared to the other hand. So now might be a good time to challenge yourself to do a bit more with the other hand. Okay, so I'll repeat that a few times on either side. And then for the backs of the legs, so your hamstrings, I'm going to put one foot out in front of us. I'm just going to move my stool back, just so you can see me a bit better. So one foot out in front, and you're going to have your foot pointing up towards the ceiling. Rest your hands on the other leg, which is bent and flat on the floor. And again, trying to keep your back nice and straight. Our chin is going forwards. Again, I'll just turn to the side. Now you might not feel this directly in your hamstrings. I'm feeling it slightly behind my knee and just up my calf muscle, and actually even to the bottom of my foot, which is fine. It's all part of the same chain of muscles. And then we'll do the other side. And again, see which leg is easier to stretch than the other. And then getting right down to the bottom, our calf muscles. So we're just going to try and, once you were sitting all the time, if you were in an aeroplane, they tell you to keep your feet and your ankles moving. So we're just going to do exactly the same as well. So you're just literally going to, sitting up nice and tall again, come up onto the toe on one foot, and then the other, just to contract those calf muscles and pump some of the fluid that's sitting around the bottom of our legs back up towards the heart. And then stretch out your calf muscles. You can use a band or just a towel, and you're just going to hook it over your foot and pull your foot up towards you. So try and get it around your toes. Ooh. Do a better job than I'm doing. I've got a nice stretch in my calf muscle there. Do the same on the other side. There are plenty of good ways to stretch your calf muscles. A lot of them involve standing up, so I'll come to those in the next video. Okay, and then just for our feet. So I'm just going to angle the camera down a little bit so that you can see my feet a bit better. Okay, so with your feet, initially I just want you to try and wiggle your toes around a little bit. And then if you can, try and push your outer four toes down, lift your big toes up. And then do the opposite, so push your big toe down and lift your outer four toes up. And if you can, try and spread your toes, which is quite hard. And if you need to, you can put your fingers onto the outer toes, so you can use them to help you learn how to do that. So we're just strengthening up the muscles of our feet and giving them a little bit of a stretch. And then again, because we spend so much time in tight shoes or shoes that don't let our feet move properly, they can get really tight and the muscles in our feet get really weak. One other thing that I was told that could help you to learn to do this is actually to use the opposite hand. So if you're doing your left foot, you would use your right hand, especially if your big toe up, you stick your thumb out as well. And then if you're going to lift the other toes, keep your thumb in and lift your outer four toes up. Helps some people, not everyone. So that's our first video done. The next video I'm going to show you some slightly more active exercises that will get you up and away from your desk. If there's anything you want us to focus on or anything you want help with, then please just email us info@theretreatery.com, and we're still monitoring the phone and the emails, and we're happy to help you. Okay, take care everyone. All the best. Bye.